Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to another weekend vlog. I just got back from co-hosting the Girls on the Walk that I organized in Miami. It's super fun. It's a great way to make friends, build some community, and so if you are in Miami, you're a girl, you like walking, join us. But anyway, I'm gonna shower, get ready and all that so that I can head out. I've got to visit a few places. I want to go to Anthropologie. I want to find these cute little cups that they have with little designs, and then I also want to go to the Restoration Hardware outlet just to check out what they have. Just gonna take you through this weekend to explore a few things, more furniture stuff, walk you through my process of planning how to design every room, and also we're gonna start decluttering rooms because part of my plan is to just get rid of a lot of stuff that I've been holding on to for way too long that I don't even know honestly what's in most stuff in the guest bedroom, for example. So I want to declutter that room this weekend. So I want to give you also a little bit of like decluttering, organizing tips, things like that. I started using this serum. This is from the Skin 1004 brand that I also use foaming cleanser and their oil cleanser. And I became obsessed with this brand because it's really good. It's a Korean beauty brand and it's really good for sensitive skin, which I do have very sensitive skin, and I have been loving this serum. It has, I feel like, really helped even out my skin tone, and especially like with all the redness that I deal with since I have, again, very sensitive reactive skin. I've only been using it for about 2 weeks now, and I honestly feel like my skin has been better overall and a bit more glass skin, which you see that normally with a lot of like Korean beauty skincare products. So I am a fan of this one. And while I get ready, I actually wanted to chat briefly about my Oura ring. I actually feel like I need to do like a dedicated update, like review. I did do a deep dive on it a while ago, but I mean, today I got a reminder that it's been 1.5 years since I started wearing my Oura ring. And I feel like also the ring itself, because it's obviously like a software and everything, it just updates all the time with new features and stuff. And I feel like since I did that review, new things have come up and I've been also using it differently. So the TLDR is that I love this ring and I think that it's the best health investment I've made. I've learned so much about my body and how things affect me, and especially my sleep. I love using the tag feature, so I literally tag everything, which has really helped me understand how my body reacts to different things. So like, for example, I've noticed the way that alcohol affects my sleep and things like that, just because I tag it as, oh, you know, tonight I had a social gathering and I had some drinking, or I read before bed and this is how I slept, and things like that, where I learn what's really helping keep up my scores and then what's helping or what's, you know, affecting my sleep. I've also learned so much about how my cycle affects different things, including energy levels and sleep as well. They also have the stress feature, or like they call it the resilience feature, and I've learned a lot about my nighttime versus daytime stress. And truly, obviously the ring doesn't tell you how to fix it or doesn't really help you how to fix it, but at least like it makes me more aware of how high my stress levels are sometimes, and like really how that affects so many things. And I've been really working on prioritizing, you know, reducing some of that so that I can at least improve my stress overall and like my energy levels and everything. I've also changed my workouts to be more low impact because I've noticed that I was not only like super stressed mentally, but also putting a lot of stress on my body. And so doing some more low impact workouts has also helped just my daytime recovery and nighttime recovery as well. They also have the cardiovascular age, so like that actually has helped me understand how my body is actually healthy. Like all the working out and all the walking and everything that I do does help me, and so it has been just fun to see and learn more about my body. And the one thing that I do use it now for, I actually use it with Natural Cycles to use it to track my cycle. So I used to be on birth control. I got off of it about, I want to say it's been almost 3 months, which I also want to do like a video about that later on, like after I really figure out how my experience has been and everything. But overall, being able to track everything with this ring has been super easy because I don't have to wake up and think about taking my temperature or anything. It does it automatically for me, and it's just so fascinating to see, just learn so much more about me and the things that we go through and the hormones and everything as women. And so it's just been very interesting, and I feel like this ring has helped me learn so much about me. I just wanted to share a little update on my Oura ring, but again, I will be doing like a more detailed review, just going over everything. If you are interested in anything specifically, you know, you can leave a comment and I'd be happy to chat about it more. that place actually had way more furniture than I was expecting, and it was better priced than I was also expecting. So we came here because we wanted to see the cloud couch, and we wanted to see if they had it on sale, which they did have multiple of them, and they were all on a huge sale. Especially there was that one that was like 90% off. Well, it was like the single unit, so like the whole thing would end up being like $900 if you wanted to get like 3 of them. So really cheap. I mean, I don't know what was wrong with it other than it definitely needed to be wiped down. It was
pretty dirty. Yeah. So it definitely need a good wash.
But I mean, they're washable. So like, I think that if you do that, you're definitely set. So good for us to know that like you can definitely find the cloud couch at a very good price over here. So nice things for us to note and to, you know, to keep in mind. And if you have a Restoration Hardware outlet by you, definitely suggest that, because the prices here were actually really, really nice. Yeah. I actually found the table that I wanted. I mean, this whole time I've been wanting a Pottery Barn table, but I had seen that Restoration Hardware table, like dining table that I wanted, but I was like, that's super expensive. There's just no way. And they had it at a really nice price here. So I was like, okay, actually, like that's not bad at all. So good prices, honestly. Like, I mean, they're still expensive because it's still Restoration Hardware, but they've got like, I'm not talking about like, oh, you know, something was like 10% off. Like, no, they have like really good prices, like really good discounts. Definitely worth looking. And yeah,
some of them, like, you can tell, like, obviously they're outlets, so they're from showrooms. You can see like little nicks here and there, but it's not anything that you can't probably just like fill in or something like that, touch up. But yeah, it's all like great quality stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. Some things just need to be like wiped down, other ones definitely need to be fully washed, and then other ones, yeah, like just like fill some in with like if the wood is a little bit scratched or something, but nothing too terrible, nothing that I would say like, oh, you definitely cannot use this. No, I think that everything was salvageable in there, so good deal. Now we know.
Yeah.
Okay, on to our next destination. Okay, that was a quick in and out experience at the mall. I feel like most of the time we take longer, or I take longer, because I love to explore a lot, but I'm also like hungry, so we just wanted to go in and out. And I found exactly the glasses that I was looking for in Anthropologie, so that was great. They actually had so many more designs, which was so adorable. Definitely gonna make my morning matcha so much better. So yeah, that was a successful trip. And then I stopped by Abercrombie where I tried on a few things. Actually, the dresses that I tried on most of them should have been a smaller size. I'm typically an extra small in Abercrombie, and I tried a few that were small, especially the ones that like had like a gap. They definitely needed to be a little bit smaller, so at least I know the style and all that kind of stuff. But I also like to wait until Abercrombie does sales, because they do sales all the time, so I don't like to pay for full price stuff at Abercrombie. But I got to try things on. I didn't try on the dress that I really wanted and went in for, but they didn't have it yet, so I'm gonna have to wait until I can order it online. But again, I'm gonna wait for a sale. Anyway, we're about to go home and make some food. Well, actually, we're gonna stop by the grocery store to get some stuff and make some food, because it's gonna make some Polish food, so I'm excited about that. We've got look at you trying.
Me chopping onions.
Oh well, Chris is chopping the onions, so he's gonna be crying. So yeah, he's prepping the stuff that he's gonna be making. It's called zapiekanka, and it's basically like this slice of bread with cheese and this like mushroom and onion mix. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it has like, well, we top it with tomato, corn, and pickles, and then Polish ketchup. We don't have Polish ketchup. We found out that we don't have Polish ketchup, unfortunately, so that's a bummer. We're gonna have to use regular ketchup. Polish ketchup is so good. Yeah, that's basically gonna be our dinner for tonight. So he's prepping that, and then as I was looking at that, I remembered that I got these little sour and sweet mixes from Bon Bon yesterday. They're Swedish gummies in New York, and I actually did a full review of these on my TikTok, so if you're curious about every single one of them, you can watch that on my TikTok. The long story short version is the sour mix is so much better than the sweet mix, like significantly. Like I barely like the sweet mix. It's just not really good. Yeah, Chris didn't either, so it's definitely not me. Like we literally have barely touched the sweet mix just to try it, to figure out that we didn't really like it, but the sour mix is actually good. But I actually would say, unpopular opinion maybe, I don't know that I would buy this again. Maybe I would buy the sour, maybe, but I feel like it wasn't.
The sour ones were like 10 times better than the
No, I know, but okay, so hear me out. What I'm saying is like they're good, but they're not like so much better than like store-bought gummies, I feel like. So I wouldn't pay all the money that I paid for shipping.
They're good, but they're not $50 good.
Well, $50 was because I ordered both plus the shipping. They're good. Like if you go to New York and you get to, you know, make it yourself and you don't have to pay for shipping, I would 1000% recommend it. I had to pay, I think like $15 for shipping for this thing. So I would say that in that sense, no, it is not worth it. It's definitely more worth it for like if you're not paying for shipping or something like that. The cheese will go here, and then this also goes on it.
Trying to break through in
extra room for the waves to go through, which creates a quote-unquote faster
free for the man. Lucas is hot.
We're gonna put some mayo in there.
The mayo is used to like hold the condiments down.
Or like the ingredients, I guess, as well. Because if not, then they fall as you're like trying to eat it and stuff. Tomatoes. And then pickles. Which we love pickles. And then this is where the Polish ketchup would go, but we don't have any, so we're just gonna use the Primal Kitchen. Again, Polish ketchup is 100 times better, so I wish we had that, but regular ketchup will have to do.
And then if you're like me, you can put a little bit of...
Yeah, Chris adds some paprika, but I just stick with, you know, just the regular.
A little bit.
There we go.
That is what we call a fully loaded zapiekanka.
So one of my goals is to start decluttering the house and making sure that I only take, or like we only pack the stuff that we actually need and we're actually gonna keep. And so you can see Chris in the mirror reflection.
Hi guys, from the mirror.
And so it looks so trippy like this. Oh my god. And so anyway, I want to start decluttering stuff, and to be honest, the worst room that we have is the guest bedroom. Apologies to all of our guests. Like literally it's just a mess. It became the storage room, the extra everything room, and so there's a lot that needs to be decluttered in this room, and I really want to get rid of a ton of stuff that I don't think that we need to take with us.
It's well hidden though, I'll give you that.
It is well hidden, but it also means that guests don't have closet space or dresser space or anything. But because this room has so much stuff, I know that it is overwhelming and exhausting. And so a couple of things that I like to do when I'm really fully decluttering is either one, set myself a timer and just basically say you're gonna do whatever you can within this time, and then that way I don't get super overwhelmed trying to get everything done. Or two, just tackle one space at a time within the space. So this room has for sure the closet, the dresser, and under the bed that needs to be tackled. And so I think today I'm gonna set myself the goal of going through the dresser, and if we have extra time for something, maybe we'll set a timer for another part. But I think that at least the dresser will be the realistic part to decide. Chris looks very convinced that this is gonna work. Trust me, it's gonna work. We'll start with that. Time to get started.
I'm already overwhelmed. This has been forever. Like, I feel like we've been doing this like all day now.
We haven't been decluttering at all. This is gonna go amazingly. A little fun fact, if you have Summer Friday stuff, they do recycle the empties. So you just literally collect 5 empties and then you send it back, and then they send you back a $25 gift card. So it's amazing. So don't throw out any of your Summer Fridays empties, because you can recycle them and the brand will literally reward you for it. The best part of this decluttering stuff is the things that you found. I literally found Chris's baby album pictures. We also found some balls for the dogs, so they're playing right now. How funny is that?
That's me. Show me the one where I look like a girl.
Totally looks like a girl. It's just... It was the outfit. Like, well, you're wearing like pink pants and like...
I think it was hand-me-downs, you know, like...
No, probably it was hand-me-downs, but it's just like funny because, I don't know, it's because I think you had like such blonde hair and everything that it just... It's like the definition of a Polish baby, like full-on Polish, so yeah.
But I lost that blonde though.
I mean, it's still somewhat blonde, it's just darker.
It's definitely darker, yeah. Funny
Well,
story.
Yeah. I think you can see the boxes there. We basically cleared out the entire dresser and the 2 nightstands. And so we packed up some stuff based on like where they're gonna go. So the room looks a little bit like a mess right now because there's a bunch of boxes and things, but at least we were able to sort things out, separate them, clear out a bunch of stuff, get rid of a ton of them. We're making progress there, but I don't want to overwhelm myself with this, so we're gonna, you know, take a break here. I also wanted to share how I like to figure out like my decoration stuff. So obviously I use Pinterest. I think out of all the social media platforms, Pinterest is my favorite, and I always use it to find inspiration for rooms. So I do have a home board, and then I have specific rooms in each board, and that's what I use to find inspiration. And then I go online online and I try to basically source the items. I like to go on Canva. I literally use Canva for pretty much everything. And so then I end up creating a mood board based on the room. So we've got the kitchen, and then I put basically like what I need to get. So these counter stools that I found, and then the lighting. And I like to make it all clickable. Like I like to link everything so that I can find the product specifically. So, you know, if I click on the lights, then it takes me to the actual listing so that I can buy it once I decide to do it. This was just the kitchen. Then we have the living room. And so I have the couch, the accent chairs, the rug, coffee table. We do already have this media console. And then I have curtains and blinds. Oh, actually, you can't see it in this one. I don't know what happened here. There we go. That's more like it. So I do want to do one of those styles of like the curtains here with like the shades in there. So I want to do like linen, somewhat see-through curtains with some like rattan type of shades so that it looks, you know, I just feel like it has like a pretty view. And even when I can't decide, I also still put them. So I can't decide between dining chairs, and I found another type of dining chair that I might want to consider. So instead of these ones, I might want to consider a different one. Basically, like I like to keep them here just so that I can keep an eye on them, what the outdoor area would look like, the guest bedroom, master bedroom. We're pretty much keeping everything. So I just put basically what we already have. So obviously a lot of the furniture that I like is Pottery Barn and like West Elm, all that kind of stuff, Crate and Barrel. And so those tend to be a little bit pricey. So one thing that I have found to do is, for example, finding like dupes. So there's this website, and I found this trick on TikTok. So if you basically grab the website that you're looking at and you literally just replace the HTTPS ... whatever, and you literally just type dupe.com/ and then you do like the Pottery Barn, whatever, it'll take you to this site that has like all the dupes from the product. Now granted, not all of them are the best price or even like that similar, but it does find somewhat similar products. So for example, it pulls up the table that I like, and then it tries to find similar products like this extendable dining table from Amazon that is 90% less because it is $235. This is just like a nice way for you to find different products or similar to the ones that you want that might be better priced. I also find that sometimes just finding like looking for the image and then just using the image search tool on Google, you can definitely find some products that are similar. Googling it, like literally saying like Pottery Barn whatever table dupe can also help. And then there's different accounts on TikTok and Instagram that really do a good job at finding similar products for a much better price. I definitely would like spend some time on social media and things like that, and also use the shopping tool on Pinterest. When I find a product that I like, I literally will search on that pin and then search on the product and go on the shopping section of Pinterest, and it'll help me find that. So obviously it is time consuming, it's a long process, but I'm not in a rush. Like we have amazing furniture and I'm really happy with it. It's just more like I want to change a little bit of the style because this feels very like mid-century modern, and I feel like I'm still somewhat mid-century modern with a little bit of an elevated twist. I don't even know. Like I want to make it feel a little bit more homey, a little bit less modern, more homey. So that's why I'm looking for different ways to change it. So for example, playing around with fabrics, like instead of our chairs, we currently have some chairs that are pretty modern, but they're like plastic. I want to have chairs that have actual cushions and like fabric in it so that it actually feels a little bit fancier. Our counter stools, like our island stools right now, are just literally like also very modern, and I want to have some with like back support. There's just some minimal changes that I want to make so that the house feels a little bit more homey rather than so modern, just because I feel like my style has changed over the years. We'll definitely keep everything that we have right now, but I'll slowly start, you know, finding some stuff. And so for the time being, I just basically put together mood boards of what I like so that I know the kind of style that I'm going for, and start looking for products and take my time finding either a sale in that product or a very similar product that is still a good quality. But speaking of sales, I like to keep track of all the prices so that I know if I actually find a good sale. I put together a spreadsheet where I basically detail the product. So I have like the item name, the price as of the date. I have the link just for easy access, and then if there's a specific promo going on, I make sure to note it just so that I know what's happening. Because we're approaching the second half of the year where there's Black Friday, Labor Day sales, December sales, all that kind of stuff, I like to keep track of this so that I make sure that when Black Friday comes around, I want to keep track of the prices to know what exactly is happening and see if they're actually good sales. Obviously, as we progress, I will definitely be showing more of like the design process and inspo and everything, but I wanted to share like at a glance of what I do when I'm designing spaces and where I find my inspiration from and how I make sure that I'm getting the best deals and visualizing everything, because I'm a very visual person. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention, also search for like the Pottery Barn outlet. Just like, you know, we went to the Restoration Hardware outlet yesterday. Pottery Barn has has an online outlet. So does West Elm, Crate and Barrel, like all of them. You literally just Google Crate and Barrel outlet, all that kind of stuff, and then products will show up. It's typically open box items, so items that have been returned, and so they're in very good condition. Like some of them might have like a couple, you know, like a little slight wear and tear, and like nothing crazy. They wouldn't sell it if it was, you know, in terrible condition. But it's basically items that, like, let's say somebody got and they assembled and then they realized that it didn't fit under their kitchen island, for example, and so then they had to like return it. So then they just basically sell it as an open box item. You'll find items like that as well if you don't mind that they've been open before. That's another great way to buy some of these more expensive furniture for a lower price. But anyway, we gotta go get some groceries and then meal prep for the week. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that this was helpful. I feel like I covered so many different things, but I hope you got some valuable information. If you have any questions or anything that you want to see or you want me to talk about, feel free to leave that in the comment section. But I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.